Hey YouTube, Gearsu here. Today for you guys, I'm showing you a dueling book replay that I had against Infernoble Knights. I was playing Orcust at the time. Whenever I'm on dueling book, I'm actually usually playing Orcust because it's nice to test it against other decks. So opening hand is pretty good. Not really gonna go too far in depth into it. You guys know what all these cards do, especially if you're on this channel. You know how I love this deck, so I play it a lot, show it a lot. Scrap Recycler's effect. As you can see in his hand, he's got no hand traps either. So, but I kind of switched up how I did my scrap combo, so it's a little less rough going first, because going first, having to destroy one of your own cards to resolve the second effect of Wyvern is actually super annoying sometimes. So now in the whole combo, I actually just pop Scrap Wyvern and still go into Lib. So yeah, see, I'll show you here. So I popped it, triggered the second effect, summoned Scrap Golem, popped the Scrap Wyvern, and now just Scrap Golem revives the Recycler, send Wand. This is a really big choke point for the deck too, because if they have Veiler or something here, you're just stuck with Wand in the graveyard. So, but I fortunately got that send too, so I send Nightmare. So it's a little less stable because you could also just go into Appaloosa and stuff. Yeah, so now I'm going to do Orcust things. Go into Galatea, put the Jet Synchron back. Set Crescendo, go into Ding, reattach the Wand. Basically, my graveyard is just completely stacked for next turn. So that's what Orcust does. They just make a board that's like not great, but ends in so much of like a hindrance to how you have to break it that they'll at least get another turn more than likely. And if their graveyard is set up, which mine is even right now, it's curtains. You could play through so much if your graveyard is stacked in Orcust. You break boards like nothing. And if you do this combo too, the access code talker that you're going to summon is just, it's going to have like 3 to 4 effects, because you're going to have a light, an earth, a dark, maybe something else. Yeah, so anyways, he special summons Olier. Sorry if I mess up the names. Ogier. Normal's Sublimation Knight. Goes into Phoenix. Phoenix's effect, he attempts to pop Crescendo. And I'm like, should I just let him destroy it, then try to get the search? But I ended up negating it and banishing it just so he gets the monster off the field. So then he goes into Renaud. Renaud special summons himself. Adds Fire Flint Lady to his hand. Specials Fire Flint Lady. Specials is old. Now, make sure when you're playing against this deck that you don't actually stop the adding effect of his old. First off, the card that they add, they can't even use that turn anyway. So, yes, it's unfortunate to give them that plus for like next turn if you don't end up killing them. But either way, you just don't want them to just make another result and use the second effect, because then they just baited you out super hard. And then they're going to kill you with Halka-Fibrax and Link Cross combos and stuff, So he sends 3, summons the Dolphin, adds back to Phoenix Blade, pitches the Phoenix Blade, fucking busted. Card is still busted to this day, but it's not busted enough to really get banned. It's just really good in Warrior, his old decks. So he summons God Phoenix here, and then he equips, I think he just adds back Phoenix Blade or something. No, I think Ogier can like equip himself from the grave. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't paid too close of attention to all of the cards to remember them enough. But I know this is just a stepping stone to make the level 9. Makes Halka-Fibrax everybody's favorite card. He kills the Lib for 15 and then snatches up the Galatea or some shit like that. Yeah, it kills me for 15. Yeah, so I'm down to 45. Adds back the Phoenix Blade to his hand. And the Augear. Is it Augear? Oh, it's fucking Oliver. Isn't there one that's called Augear too? Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, so I summoned Gizmek at the start of my main. All I really have to play through is a monster negate with Phoenix Gearfried, which that's, I mean, come on. My graveyard was fucking stacked too. I think I have like Wand, Nightmare, and Skeleton set up in there or something too, which is just like ridiculous. And I actually knew all the cards in his hand. I'm pretty sure he searched the connector off of his old. So I know everything in his hand. So I know he doesn't have hand traps, so it's like, well. Yeah, so he goes into Marcher, which is chain, and then I'll use Ding's effect. Marcher's effect is chain link 2. So either way, I'm sending something. But obviously, you're just going to send the Gearfried because that card is, you don't want that on the field again. So, and then I get my cards in my graveyard as well. Use Ding, swing over Marcher. Use Skeleton and kill the token. Shmain 2. Now, I think I just have Apprentice Illusion Magician in my hand. So, or I just have Apprentice Illusion Magician in my hand, not think. Yeah, so in here, just going to do a couple things to try and get me ahead. So I go into IP. So I want to be able to stop him next turn 100% from doing something. Because unfortunately, I know he's got fucking beast-ass cards in his hand. So, yeah, so I Gizmek in the standby to load up IP. No effect, he can't. He only plays one. Special Augear. Goes into Charles. Charles attaches. Yeah, I just scoop it up. Or no, he just scoops it up, I'm sorry. Because he couldn't do much. I was just going to spin the Charles. There was nothing he could do. He didn't have any follow-up plays, so he used a lot of the cards in his extra deck for his first turn combo. Every deck's guilty of it. So yeah, here he rips the souls out of my hand with Dolphin. Goes into his old searches Sublimation. Specials God Phoenix. I go into the next game. I said, fuck it. I can't play through it. I know when I can't play through a board. And I know what my deck is capable of doing and what it's not capable of doing, especially without side deck cards. So, pretty mediocre hand here. He just opens with the whatchamacallit. The basic is old shit, and then he's only got Cosmic Cyclone. I think he was scared of Nibiru too, which I had. Well, he knew I had it, but... Or he didn't know I have it, I should say. So yeah, going to Helcafibrex here. Helcafibrex effect. Special summons effect Veiler from deck. Unfortunately, but when the side game is in effect, like, oh, he draws into like a red reboot there. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So he uses his ult's effect. Adds that Durandal. Specials Renaud. So he's going off here. So I ended up putting Formula Synchron in my extra deck because there's times where I would have like I don't know, like Souls and like Jet Synchron in my hand, and it would come up, and it's just like free off Helcafibrex, even if not, you know. Yeah, so I nib him here. This was his choke point. Usually once they Auroradon, they're pretty fragile for the rest of the turn because they can't link summon if they give the tokens, obviously. So yeah, I just normal summon Gearsu's curtains for him there. So yeah, he just left. Thanks for watching, guys. Gearsu out.